What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back on the Crew 2, and today we are going to be talking about the drift cars, because I've seemed to find something which is actually a pretty huge problem with the drift cars. I've not seen anyone talk about this, and honestly it really stops me wanting to competitively drift in this game, just because of the nature of it. I thoroughly believe in this game drifting, at least on the leaderboards and getting points on the leaderboard, is not down to skill. It's instead down to luck. Now, you're probably just saying, oh, Cam, you're just bad at drifting on this game. Like, you know, grow up and get good at drifting. No, I'm genuinely being serious when I'm saying luck. So the other day, for those that know Ninafan Gaming or Richard, he used to make videos and stuff. I was playing with him anyway, because we're friends and stuff. And I realised that I span out with about 20 seconds left, and keep in mind we've been linking drifts since the start of that race, so I span out with 20 seconds left to go. Now Richard carries on drifting for the last 20 seconds, and you would think that he would have accumulated more points than me because I span out 20 seconds earlier. Turns out I won by 40k, and the reason for that was these two perks. So if we go ahead and go on to this one and then press details, we can see that I get an increased speed multiplier by 2.5%. Which basically means that you get a higher multiplier when you're drifting. Now, these parts are obviously given at random, and also the percentage is random, because if we look onto this one, I get 3% on this one, which is higher than the last. If I go over to my suspension upgrades, I've also got another one, and that takes up to 4.9%, and this one is actually increasing the maximum multiplier. These perks ruin drifting. These perks make drifting not skill based in any way, shape or form, but instead luck based on the loot you get, and this needs to be addressed. I've not seen anyone talk about this, and it's only something which I've recently figured out. If you get like perks which increase your drift multiplier, Lord knows what, if all these parts had an increased multiplier by 5, it doesn't even make it like skillful in any way. If you are really, really bad but get 2 good combos, you're gonna win. I don't know why this hasn't been addressed over here, like here. This this perk specifically is the problem, because it increases your maximum multiplier. Speed multipliers and stuff, okay, I can live with. I don't think they should be there, but it's more the case that I can't buy these parts. I can't buy these affixes. These affixes are given randomly through loot, and loot will now decide on where you come in the leaderboards, essentially. And I think that is just a completely wrong way of looking at things. If I apply this part, it's probably going to be better than the 179 part I have, which just shouldn't be that way. Now, the only reason why I'm actually even mentioning this is because I didn't notice until I unapplied that part. So this part here you can see is 174, and the suspension upgrade I got was 179. Now, I was averaging, I want to say, around 190k without the multiplier bonus, but with the affix part I was averaging around 200k. So you can see there's a pretty huge difference in that. For me, honestly, it really does deter me from going for leaderboard times, and with no PvP in the game, you can see why this is such a big deterrent. And it worries me for PvP, because if I go into PvP and lose a drift event because someone has a better part than me and not because they're actually better, that is obviously inherently worrying. I've got relatively good at the drifting in this game now. I'm not going to say I'm like world record, but I have been trying to beat friends' times, and I've been going for leaderboard stuff, and you know, I have been playing the drifting pretty hard. But this whole thing with the affixes is really putting me off. I'm not proving well in this video because I've literally just crashed out, but I do hope it is something they fix. It just makes it doesn't make it skill based, and I feel like the Crew is a game which really thrives off being skill based, and you know, being based off how good you really are at the game, and not necessarily, you know, relying on affixes. And I don't feel like many of the affixes really have you know, they have that much effect on, you know, the game and how it plays. If anything, it's more playstyle. Having a 5 times more multiplier is not playstyle based. That is just good. That's just OP. It's just better. There's no way to balance that. If you have that part, you're always going to do better, no matter how good you are. And obviously it means if you don't have that part, you have to do 5 times more the work in the same space to even get on the same level, and it shouldn't be that way. So I just wanted to mention that I've seen a lot of people going for world records and stuff, and it's just one of those things. I can't bring myself to do it with this part. The game has been amazing. The drifting in itself is amazing, but you know, with the affix and stuff there, with the, those 2 multiplier bonuses, I do hope it's something they can look at least post-launch, because I just think it's really unfair. I'm sure you can see how it's unfair as well. Just naturally, like, it's naturally not fair. 156 that time. That wasn't actually awfully great. I know I can hit 200. But the thing is, I've seen people hitting like 300, and I imagine a lot of those people do have the multiplier bonuses. Actually, I'm going to look on the leaderboard. 453k, and that's a 211, so that must have multiplier bonuses. Like, I don't believe that doesn't have multiplier bonuses on that RX-7. There's a few little things here and there which are a bit annoying. I've seen about the beta, which has been changed. For example, the amount of pink parts you'll get for playing on hard has gone down. Obviously, that was normal, so I wasn't expecting to get any major parts. But in hard mode, you don't get that many pink parts anymore, which again, it kind of affects the whole thing with the drifting. Like, if I'm not getting pink parts, the chances of me getting a part with the increased bonuses or the increased multiplier is going to be significantly less. And if you have a pink part which has 2 multiplier bonuses, well then you've just won life, really. Anyway, it's a pretty short video today. I didn't want to make this too long. Let me know what you think of this. Again, I do hope Ivory Tower listen to this video, because this is very important. It's something which, you know, there is problems with this game. You know, I've been very nice to this game, and you know, I do think that has been needed. I think the game deserves, you know, praise where it deserves praise, but there's a few things which I do think needs to be balanced. For example, the multiplier bonuses, the loot drops, I think those also need to be balanced, especially if you're going to have things like this in the game. And then obviously wall grinding, and there's a few of the little things here and there. Overall, the game's good, but these types of things do need to be sorted, because it really does take away from drifting for me. Honestly, in this beta, I've been spending most of my time doing touring car races just because of the multiplier stuff. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was relatively short. I didn't want to, you know, ramble on too much. If you did, make sure to go ahead, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe, and peace.